Right, so I'm currently stood in the new section of bin car. So we have at long last extended bin car into the back end of the yard. Simple reason for that is, well, we've been wanting to do it for ages because we've got so many bloody cars. But secondly, we was kind of pushed into doing it because we had a bit of a security issue down at the bargain corner down the bottom. The cars weren't too secure down there. We had a couple of cats nicked. The Audi TT wheel got stolen as well. If you follow me on Instagram, you would already know that. Sorry. So what we've done, we've opened up the backyard. We've increased security, so we've got barbed wire everywhere, we've got sensors around the whole boundary of the yard as well now, so if anyone steps in this yard at night, alarms go off and it goes to a call centre that alert the police. So we've got like monitored CCTV in the evenings, and then we've just got cameras dotted all over the bloody yard, so even me right now, got a camera following me up there. So yeah, it's pretty good. Bit of a negative, but it ended with a positive, and it's so much easier now. So what I thought I'd do is go for a little wander around the yard, because I know you lot seem to like a little wander around the yard, see what cars we've got going on. First of all, got a nice little Mercedes Vito, what is it? But we're not sure exactly what it is, but it's got some nice wheels in it. We just had them refurbed, came in looking a little bit ropey, got it all sorted, split the camera around. Prius, the old thieves love the cats on Priuses, they do. They attract cat thieves. Audi A4, Skoda, boring. This is quite interesting. M135i. Looks like the birds like this one. It's actually broken. Should really do a video on that. It's got an issue with the eccentric valve in the engine, so idle's funny, drives spot on, but probably quite an interesting subject. I'm selling it as it is, but I might try and get it fixed and get a video on it. We'll see. Yeah, this is like the CCD graveyard here, in it. We've got the high mileage 911, which is battery's dead, and to get power into it you've got to get under the bonnet, but you can't get under the bonnet because it's just a funny one. Don't worry about that. Wheels 2.7, we've got that out for sale now. Lovely thing that is. Took his plate off the front, it's gone back to the 12 reg. That one there, 320D, that come from one of my subscribers. There's the M3, we'll talk about that in a sec. Kia 2 Series M3, the C-Class, and then over here we've got sorry, actually you probably ain't seen that one yet, have you? Yeah, we'll talk about that in another video. G-Wagon, still got that, got an issue with that, need to get that sorted. S5, that's actually one of my subscribers' cars, that's the sale return, we're selling that for him, and yeah, that's a pretty good update. And then out the front I'm daily driving the Disco 5, which I'm loving. So let's now cut some cinematics of the M3, yeah? Look at them fresh Reebok Classics, man. I don't actually wear Reebok Classics out of choice. It's just the one website that I can go on and click buy on size 14 is Reebok. Not many companies or shoe places stock that size, unfortunately, so I'm lumbered with Reebok Classics for the rest of my life. But in front of me, talking of nice shiny things that are about to get dirty, we've got the M3 and it is looking amazing. Now ironically, I just done that video where I spoke about me not having my own car, and one of my favourite cars ever is an F80 M3, especially the competition pack car. It's like they're just a perfected version of the best car on the road. When I say the best car on the road, I don't mean they're the fastest car, I don't mean they're the most reliable car, I don't mean they are literally the best car, but I just think they're the best all-rounder. And this is currently the cheapest competition pack M3 advertised on the internet right now. This is a HPI clear car. If you compared it to categorized cars, of course, categorized ones will probably be a bit less money, but it's good value for money, man. And obviously with the announcement of the new M3, the prices of these have slowly dropped to where they are now, and they'll continue to drop a bit further. But they've got loads of time left to gradually depreciate, so lots of people will be able to buy them, afford to own them, and not lose too much money on them. Now, this car has got quite a big spec list. I'll go through spec in a sec. I've got it all on my phone. We'll go for a little wander around it. Look, it's got curved wheels. Could do with getting them refurbed. It's got Michelin PS4S, I think are they S tyres? Michelin PS4 tyres. Yes, they are S. The badge is slightly just above the annoying lack of peel there. As we come around the rear, so it has had some personal touches done to it. I want to say personal. I think sometimes I look at these things and think, you know, is that me? Should I remove these bits? I don't know. And one of the things is the tinted rear lights. When I first saw this car, I thought, it looks a little bit chavvy, man. Like, it takes the class away from the car. But then, to be fair, like the black and white theme does go quite well, and they have grown on me. So let me know your thoughts on the slightly tinted rear lights. It is just like tinting film, so I could remove it with ease, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. It's got a carbon rear diffuser, it's got the in-performance carbon tips, which are starting to show like a little bit of surface rust in there. I might have to give them a little sand down, and might come up looking a little bit better. Hop over the puddle. What else we've got going on? Smoked windows, again matching the whole colour combo. And at the front, which, how did I miss that, we've got this carbon fibre diffuser, and then inside the grille, I notice a lot of people do this. They like to sort of add a little colour touch on the inside there, and this one's been done in blue. I do like that. Carbon fibre roof, all usual stuff for an F80 M3, and then the competition touches like the black grills, the black side grills, the wheels, and blah de blah. Yeah, it is an LCI car, so it's got a few extras over a pre-facelift car. And what else can I say? The holes in the seats. When I say the holes in the seats, my previous camera guy thought I meant these holes in the seats. I don't mean them. I mean these big ones that you can fit your bloody hand through. They are a thing that the competition pack cars come with. I know you lot know this, but some people don't know this. And the non-compact come with the holes filled, yeah? Apparently doesn't save any weight, but either way, they look amazing. They also have like coloured M stitching on the seat belts, but I'm pretty sure they have them in the front, yeah, but they do not have them in the rear. That stuff like that does annoy me. What else we've got? DCT gearbox. In fact, let's just jump in and go through the spec list, yeah? Let's stick that up there. Yeah, that's it. Close that door. Hold on a minute. That's better. Sorted. Right, so let's have a little start first. Sounds good in my opinion, but a lot of people do criticise the sound of them. Maybe they do sound a little bit raspy, but I suppose that is a typical 6-cylinder M car thing. So what else was I going to say? Draggy times. I will attempt to do draggy times in this car. The 20 to 70 mile an hour, absolutely pointless CCD draggy test. Why not? But it might be a bit of a nightmare because this car has actually been tuned. I think it's a stage 2 boot mod map, so it's decatted. I would guess that it's running in the region of 500 to 550 brake horsepower. I don't know exactly, I haven't got any paperwork for it, but it's definitely been tuned because I've driven it already, and it is so much quicker than a standard F80 M3, alright? So we will attempt draggy times anyway, but we'll see. What was the next thing? The other thing I was going to say, spec. Let's get on to spec. If I open up the HPI app, in fact, no, I won't open up the app. I'll open up the actual website because the app just doesn't really work the same way. And I'll start screen recording. So you wonderful people, because a lot of people say to me, Cal, where do you get all this information for cars? I use HPI, right? It's probably possibly the most expensive one on the market. This is not a plug for them, by the way. I give them a lot of money every month, but it's worth it. You get kind of insurance for, so if you buy a car and say it turns out that it's been in an accident or an insurance related accident that you don't know about, and you discover that it has, and they tell you that it hasn't, then you kind of can put a claim in. So they're pretty good from that point of view. So if I go to history, don't get me wrong as well, there are other companies that do this, like Experian is another big market leader, alright? So here we go, we've got a HPI certificate in front of us, BMW M3 Competition package. It's got all the bits and bobs, one former keeper, 7-speed auto. It'll tell you the spec of the car. So this car, base when new, was £58,175. It's got 3,980 quid's worth of optional equipment, making it £62,155 when new. So the spec list on this car is, first of all, we've got DCT gearbox, £2,645. The BMW business loudspeaker system, so they've done the normal speakers, and above that for 430 quid, which is what this car's got, is the BMW loudspeaker business system, and then above that you've got Harman Kardon, which is obviously amazing. But to be fair, like, this does sound really good, but I'm sure if I jumped into a car with Harman Kardon, there'd be a difference there, without a doubt, yeah? Carbon fibre, I guess that means either the carbon on the dash there, but it could be the carbon on the front, I'm not too sure. Electric rear windscreen blind, sun blind, not even sure how you do that, but that's quite nice, I suppose. Roller blind, roller sun blind for the rear and side windows, that's quite good. I suppose whoever bought this new would have had a baby, I guess. Front armrest with the sliding function, 45 quid. So that armrest does actually slide backwards and forwards. That's pretty good. Carbon fibre interior trim, so we just spoke about that, actually comes as an option for free. So that's obviously referring to the carbon inside the car, and the other bit must have been referring to the front splitter. Extended leather and then mineral white paint, which is really nice. As you come down, it tells you what previous regs it's had on it. No mileage discrepancy is currently indicated by the National Mileage Register, so we check the mileages on all of our cars, and you can see that this car is all good. Then cap valuation, so this car, based on the fact that it's got 50,000 miles, it just gives you a broad number. It's actually got 55 or almost 56 now, but based on the fact that if it had 50,000 miles, below average today is 26,300. Average condition is 27,350, and then clean, this is trade values by the way, clean condition is £28,400 in the trade. Then as a retail car, so if a trader like myself can retail it on their forecourt, offering finance, warranty, part exchange and that type of thing, it should be advertised at £33,500, and I've actually got this car advertised today for £33,000, and that is with obviously the fact that it's been tuned, so it should be a little bit more than that. But I like to price things cheap because you've then kind of got the full control when you're selling a car. If someone says, oh, take 500 quid off it, mate, and I'm like, nah, it's asking price, it's cheap already, no need to knock the price. So yeah, I like to do that, but obviously you've got to buy the cars for the right money in order to be able to sell them cheap, of course, yeah? So I paid in the region of trade money for it. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I paid for it because people from all over the country come to me to sell their cars. If I displayed or promoted how much I pay for cars, it would probably put people off from coming to sell their cars to me. So we won't talk too much detail about that. And then it goes into tell you about the depreciation rate of F80 M3s. And you can see that they have depreciated a little bit this year, but they're definitely on a decline. Again, I would say that's due to the fact that the new M3 has just come out. All right, so that is everything. Glasses valuation, we don't really use glasses. We'll end that as that. We'll hit the road and let's see how this thing drives. It's unbelievable how quick this car is compared to a standard one. Pops and bangs are a little bit annoying though. Like, there was a time where I really liked pops and bangs. It's not really doing it now. There you go. But I don't know, I don't love them, but you can obviously get them switched off, so that's not the end of the world. But the way these cars drive, they're just so bloody good. Like, in fact, I'm going to turn all the way around. Sorry guys, all the way around, all the way. Sorry, Mr. Transit. I'm going to go down here. Why not? They're just such an easy thing to drive. I don't know what it is about them. There's the back end lighting up a little bit there. Gearbox, I've got it turned down a little bit because I don't know if you noticed there between gears it sort of kicked a tiny bit. It's quite good that you can have it even more harsh than it is. I've got it turned down to there's like 3 stages. I think I've got it on stage 2, which is quite a nice amount. But you see there between second and third, it just wants to light up. It's unbelievable how mad this car is. Like, and going back to the sound, like, I don't know what you lot are thinking about the sound of this car right now, but I think it's sounding amazing. So, 4th gear, listen to that, man. Power. Let me just try and get hard on the brakes. Now, I can't remember at all what my plan of action was for this video. I've got no idea. Did bangs. did have a plan, but a lot of people would probably be, this is a horrible road, would probably be wondering, well, Calvin, why you love M3s, you love competition pack cars, why are you not keeping this car as your own car? And you're right, like when it came in, I thought this is it, this is going to be the car for me, right? And I keep looking at cars and I am convinced that there is nothing better all round for the money than an F80 M3. They're good value for money because they offer so much for, I always talk about an amount of money. It is a lot of money, but they are cheap when you compare them to some other cars on the market, right? And they are the dream for a lot of people as well. Like this car, like I say, is £33,000. Forget about this car. Just across the board, up to £40,000. They're an amazing car. And I think if I was to buy one myself, strangely, I think I would probably just buy a real low budget one, like go out and buy a non-compact car, because I don't really care about the obviously it's better, a competition pack car is better, without a doubt, but I think the idea of just having a cheap entry level, like early car, 14 plate, I just think they're so good. And you can get them all driving as good as this one's driving, just takes a bit of tuning and you're sorted. So yeah, not to say that I wouldn't buy a competition pack car, because they are so much better. They're visually better, they drive a bit better, they've got nice little touches like the seat belts and the seats and stuff like that. But if anyone was to jump in the driver's seat of an early car, non-compact, you're all going to smile, trust me man. These things they're just great fun. So what was I going to move on to after that? Yeah, whatever my plan was for this video, it's just all completely gone out the window. I think because of the way it drives, like it's just like throwing me right off tracks. It's a handful. It's a bloody handful. There you go. Flat on the throttle. So fast. Let's attempt these draggy times, yeah? I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's not going to go very well, but we will give it a shot regardless, alright? Let's do it. Right, let's go. That felt good. So as ever, I will just do a few runs to see where it lands, but I think it's going to fall somewhere between the C63 AMG and the RS7, I think. The RS7 obviously being full drive, put the power down a bit better than this will, so yeah, I'll do a few runs, check back with you in a sec, alright? Right, this is actually mad. So I've talked highly about how quick I think this car is, yeah? Because it's a bloody quick car, and obviously with two-wheel drive cars compared to four-wheel drive, there is less drivetrain loss, all right? So you lose less power through two-wheel drive cars than you would for a four-wheel drive car, of course, right? So if we go back to the draggy leaderboards, third place is the 450 brake horsepower C63 AMG, done it in 4.38 seconds, an unfortunate pass, how ironic. Pre-facelift car, non-compact, wonderful thing. Get one of them for, I don't know, maybe early £20,000 at the minute. Great value for money, but forget about that. Audi RS7, stock 560 brake horsepower. When I drive that car, I am shocked how quick it is, right? I talk about that a lot in videos as well. I've done a couple of videos on that, and like genuinely, I feel like that car's been tuned. Apparently hasn't, but it is a mega quick car. That done it in 3.71 seconds, right? Let me start by saying that this car beat both of them two cars. Yeah. So we're now up against the stage 4.5 750 brake horsepower Nissan GTR. Did it beat that? What do you reckon? I think you're all going to guess no. You're right to guess no, because it didn't beat that, but it did do it in a verified time of 20 to 70 mile an hour in 3.43 seconds. That is 0.1 of a second slower than the GTR. Like that GTR is ridiculously fast, but it just goes to show how two-wheel drive cars, as long as you can get the power down, they do propel the car a lot quicker than anything else on the road. So yeah, I absolutely love this car. Oh, it stop start, we don't want that. Put it back in M1 mode, let's pull away, and I sort of feel like when it came in, I thought, do I even need to do a video about it? You don't know how I feel about these cars. I absolutely love them. There's so much to be said for these cars. And to go back to the subject of why I'm not keeping it as my own car, I'm kind of waiting for something not necessarily special. I'm not looking for the best car. I'm just looking for something that's unique, something that perhaps I've never had, or something that's maybe people have not done content. I don't know. I just don't know. If it was just me, my family, and I didn't have a YouTube channel and social media, and I didn't care about putting money into stock as a car trader, because I talk about that a lot as a big factor, I'd go out and buy myself an F80 M3 Competition pack in a random colour, like fire orange or Verdi Mantis green or something like that. Just something out there, right? That would cost you about £40,000, okay? But for me as a car trader that likes things that are a bit different, that wants to entertain people on social media, it just ain't the right car for me, okay? Simple as that. But I am now going to end it as that. If you want to see a video where I compared the non-compact cars to the competition pack cars, click up in the top right hand corner, which is there, yeah. Go and have a little nose at that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, do me a favour, hit like. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe for a new video every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 o'clock. And let's get the draggy box off the roof. And if you're on Instagram, it's got a magnet on it, by the way. Alright, if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary. And I'll see ya in my next video. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I filmed a nice little video on my Audi RS7.